Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Æther-Tech Wars. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for this Pathfinder 2e campaign. And joining me around my virtual table tonight are, who do we have today? We've got, I lost my notes, Brandie, Brie, Delioth, and John. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Aren't they good at that? Now, before we begin, we do have a few announcements to get through, starting with a word for our sponsor for this campaign, XSplit. XSplit is a high-quality virtual webcam background remover that works with your already existing webcam. Using this program, you can protect your privacy while you work or play remotely by blurring the background, removing it entirely, or putting your favorite pictures in the background instead. You can download the app today at xsplit.com, and if you use the coupon code RANDOM with a capital R, you can get 10% off of your purchase. You can find our referral link in the chat and show descriptions. This week, on Wednesday, we're back with another episode of Dreams of Infinity, our Magi Knights Awakening campaign. Our heroes have found some cultists high up on the roof and are attempting to disrupt their ritual. And you know how well that tends to go for them. So we'll find out what happens this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Tyranny of Dragons, which is usually on Thursdays, is actually going to be on hiatus that week. They're taking the week off, but will be back the following week at their usual time at 7 p.m. Central. And then on Monday, we have Aether Shanties at 7 p.m. Central. So we got lots of content coming up here soon. Now you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody, on Blue Sky as Random Rhapsody, and on TikTok as Random Rhapsody_TV. And that's it. Quick announcements. And a bunch of things following. Anyway. So join us as we return to the broken world of Loroupa and journey with a group of Pathfinders who have unwittingly found themselves embroiled in the Æther-Tech Wars. And we're back. If you watch our show, you know how we do our recap. I offer up the Random Rhapsody coin, which is good for a free reroll during this session. If I do the recap, I get the coin, and I have just a plethora of ways I can use it to make our heroes' lives a living hell. But if you're cool with that, I'm absolutely happy to do the recap.
Nah.
No?
That's
no?
okay.
You sure? No? Okay.
I will do it.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, Malachi, tell us what happened last time on the Æther-Tech Wars.
All right. So what I remember from the beginning is that we met with our guide. So if there was anything before that, I forgot. So we met with the guide who took us out on a tour of the dock to show off their incredible fleet of ships. We found out that those vessels have some added tech, including weaponry like magic cannons that are powered by crystals, I think. We also found out that Zormunder, the gnome we were hunting, was nearing arrival at the dock at this very time. So Draven arranged a diversion with the street urchins, which caused a fight to break out on the dock. Malachi pretended to be sick and took the sack containing Maiko in fox form onto the dock, where I used the Hat of Disguise to blend in. Tried to sneak onto Zormunder's ship when it docked, but I was quickly caught and sent away. So I released Maiko next to the ship, like, she's probably got it, and she doesn't even need me. And then as soon as I left, Maiko fell in the water and started drowning. And then Maiko, I think you tried to tightrope on a rope or something and fell in the water. So then you had to turn back into your normal self, and then you got caught by this thing that caught me. And then I can't remember if Maiko talked their way out of it or fox formed their way out of it. But
I definitely talked my way out of it.
Okay. You talked your way out of it. Yeah. Very cunning. And meanwhile, while this was all happening, Aeden was still on the boat, and Aeden managed to steal one of those crystals, thankfully. And then the guide got all upset that Malachi wasn't around, and so you guys were walking back, but Malachi saw and rejoined, and Maiko rejoined. I think you turned into a fox and went back in the bag. And the guide was like, we'll continue the tour. So we're going to a school now, which we were talking before. Is this a regular school, like elementary school, or a university school? We don't know.
Not quite sure, but you're about to find out. But first, there you go. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It's only going to last this session.
Okay.
Well, Pathfinders. You are currently being ushered away from the docks, where you've all left it in a big old mess of chaos. Aeden is toddling along behind you, back on the leash, and she's grown somewhat quiet after stealing that crystal from the cannon on Zormunder's ship. Mainly because Dyto's away today, so she's just going to be following along behind Aeden on the leash.
Keeping a low profile.
That crystal certainly was interesting. I believe you've pocketed it now. You got it in maybe one of your old backpacks, just out of sight, because you don't want Lieutenant Twist Pockets to see it. Speaking of Lieutenant Twist Pockets, he is absolutely flustered. He's kind of red in the face at this point. He's, come on, we need to get going. That kind of thing doesn't happen. Well, ever. I don't know what's going on down there, but believe me, there's going to be a sternly written report about this.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you letting us know. We'll have to also double check our report and make sure we're filling in everything correctly. But I believe you seem like you run a tight ship, so I believe you.
There's no need for you to include that sort of thing in a report. That's obviously just an isolated incident.
Of course. But you are very strict for rules. And I need to adhere to ours. Like, you understand, correct?
I'm writing.
It's okay. It's no big deal. I promise.
I'm writing in my notebook, and I say out loud, but Twist Pocket says that doesn't happen often. ...
God, I want to roll here right now. What do I want?
I want to be helping.
I'm going to demoralize him.
For sure. Yeah,
you're trying to. Yeah, that's kind of what I got here. I kind of got the sense that you're really trying to demoralize this guy. So let's go with an intimidation check. Malachi, if you're attempting to assist, you can go ahead and roll an intimidation first. If you can roll a DC 15, Draven's going to get a +1 on this.
There goes. That's a 22, baby.
Nice. With that 22, yeah. You're chiming
Yeah, just
in.
say that out loud. Yeah, I'm just like reading what I'm writing.
Twist Pockets, he's a short gnome, I'll remind the audience. And so he looks up and sees you scribbling that as you're saying it out loud, like his eyes kind of go wide. Go ahead, Draven. Make that intimidation with a +1.
I'm so scared. No!
Oh man.
It's fine. It's Draven. How intimidating can he be? It's just...
Yeah. Okay. Ashley N just redeemed an advantage. So you can go ahead and roll that again, Draven.
Okay.
Do it. You can only do better.
Don't say that.
Hey!
Okay.
Yay! We're back, baby!
We are so back, boys. We are so back.
Love it. Okay, yeah, that's an 18. Twist Pockets kind of steps back a little bit. His eyes grow a little bit wide. He's like, look. There's no need for any sort of what's the word I'm looking for? I just kind of blanked on the word. There's no need for any sort of animosity between our government and the Conclave. After all, the Conclave is well known to be diplomats, and as diplomats, you kind of have to accept that little things like this happen, which aren't the norm. Come on. Let's get on with the tour. Let's get to the Institute of Higher Learning.
Implies university.
Yeah, he is absolutely. He's looking pretty intimidated right now. His shoulders have slumped down. Like you can tell, just this guy is having a hell of a bad day.
Good.
Well, I'm sure nothing like that. Whoa, what's my voice? I'm sure that nothing like that's going to happen at the university, of course.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Our Institute of Higher Learning is it's the pinnacle of the Gnomon Confederation. Our mages there are the
Gnomon Confederation.
Yes, indeed. The mages there are absolutely powerful. They're teaching the students a brand new generation of mages, just how to harness magical energy and use it to better our great and noble confederation.
Well, let's see it.
You are led down a major road lined with much more wealthy-looking buildings than those you've previously seen. I mean, this city, as I've mentioned many times before, was once a part of Morag, the Dwarven capital. And much of the architecture, almost all of the architecture, is of Dwarven make. All stone buildings, very, very tightly, so tightly mortared together that you can't really even see the seams of the bricks. The architecture is very, very obviously Dwarven. And the area that you're starting to make your way into now, the buildings themselves are much larger than what you've seen thus far. 3-4 stories tall. Like, imagine when you're in Manhattan and you go into the Upper West Side and you're seeing all the brownstone buildings. That's sort of the vibe you're getting here. This is an extremely wealthy district. Courtyard surrounding buildings. You can see greenery peeking out from tall hedges right behind very, very large stone fences surrounding these properties. It is beautiful. And you also can't help but notice that the presence of soldiers in this area is quite a bit heavier as well. The streets you see here, you're not seeing the same amount of refugees or of the poor. In fact, as you've been walking, you haven't seen any signs of urchins or children running about at all.
Urchins?
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna get our diversion?
Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just throw up a bat signal or something. That always gets orphans or something, right?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
All right.
But
Okay.
anyway, eventually the road opens up and you can see a very tall tower rising up above the 3-4 story structures you're passing by. The tower is quite tall. It is towering above the skyline by a considerable degree. In fact, as you're looking up, you can tell that it's actually being... Shut up, Malachi. Yes,
Put it in my notes too.
Sorry.
Anyway, the tower is currently under construction. You can see that there is scaffolding around it circling very, very high up. This tower actually reaches up damn near to the clouds, and it seems like they're expanding it even further up. Apart from the scaffolding, there's like huge cranes lifting large stones up. You can see that there is just a hive of activity all around the building. Construction workers of all types are moving up and down the structure. As you are all making your way towards the courtyard, Twist Pockets looks up and says, "There it is. At one time, it was nothing more than a tower belonging to some random wizard in the Dwarven hegemony. They fled when the breaking happened. They fled back to the Dauran Empire, but they left this structure here. And when the illusion magic disappeared, we discovered that it was quite a bit taller than we were expecting. Of course, our own wizards decided to commandeer it, and eventually the government decided to take it over itself and sponsor the institutes here. Over the past 20 years, we've had wizards from all across Loroupa coming to gain a fellowship here in the institute to teach the next generation of wizards and sorcerers how to use their magic."
So, Twist Pockets, is there nothing known about the wizard who made the tower in the first place?
Well, I mean, there are of course records and things like that. The government was quite thorough before they decided to take over the tower itself. I can't remember his name offhand myself. It's really not important.
Well, alright. Sounds unimportant.
He kind of shrugs at his shoulders. The courtyard around the institute, like I said, lots of construction going on. And not only from people building up the tower, the landscape itself is covered in people planting flowers and shrubs. Some are pruning very large topiary trees. It looks as though the city is expending quite a bit of money and effort to make this place look as beautiful as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you said they're building the tower up more?
Yeah, they're expanding the tower up.
Okay, that's gonna confuse Draven. So he's like, so you said that when you discovered the tower, it was already very tall, and you decide to make it taller?
Yes.
But why? Why do wizards need the height? Are they compensating, or what? What's for?
Well, the Twisting Spires is well known to be the tallest structure on Loroupa. It's a wizard's institute in the kingdom of Radagast.
Oh, so it's a pissing contest. That's what it is. Okay. Now I understand. Draven is on board, and I support.
No, we're building a monument. One of the
a monument that shows
monument to
the grandeur.
a new wonder of the world. We're putting our city here on the map by creating an institute of magic that can rival the Twisting Spires.
Mm-hmm.
In height.
I mean, wouldn't you want to rival it in education and quality, not so much in...
Well, we are doing that of all these things. That's why That's why I said we have brought in wizards from all across Loroupa to teach and train our students.
Well, hell, what are we standing outside for?
Yeah, I've got some arcane ability. I would love to learn some more and see everything else. This is very exciting. God damn it, Brandie! Please, lead on. I'm very excited to see what you have to show.
The gnome shakes his head and continues to lead you into the building. You have to go past all the construction workers and stuff. And you are led to a very large set of double doors, which open automatically as you step towards them. Beyond, you can see a large open space. Marble flooring, columns. It's big and wide and open, and there are a half a dozen sets of staircases that are just spiraling around the room, leading up to different parts of the second floor. You can see dozens of people inside the building as you step foot in there as well. Groups of 4s and 6s of all sorts of humanoids types, wearing the same robes. They are dark purple, sashed with gray and trimmed as well with gray. Most of them are young, probably somewhat contemporary to your all ages as well. Some younger, some older. You can see some much older individuals, long bearded types, all conferring amongst themselves or walking with other students or by themselves. It's a large open foyer. In the center of this foyer is a round desk, basically a 3-foot tall flat platform made out of marble that's in a large circle, a half moon, and then an open space, and another half moon and an open space, with about 4 different individuals sitting behind it, books in front of them, speaking to various people. There's a bit of a queue lined up on the 4 different sides where these individuals are working. You can see students, people in your general business attire, people looking little more than peasants, dirty and smudged, all standing in line waiting to speak to these representatives here. Twist Pockets, on the other hand, leads you towards the side of the area. If you have any reactions, you can go ahead.
Can I just look around the room and roll a perception?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I'll let you do it.
You can both do it if you like. What specifically are you looking for? Are you just trying to get a sense of the area, or?
Yeah, I feel like it's just a big room. A lot is going on in the room. I just want to separate what's important from what's not important.
Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of curious. this probably isn't a major, like, an important thing, but given the state of, like, how the castle was and all the construction, I'm curious if they're using other, like, church pieces to build onto it like they did with the castle. So is it possible for, like, a religion or a perception check?
Yeah, I'll allow that if that's specifically what you're looking for. You can make a religion check.
I got a 22 on my perception.
And 17 to see if there's any religious iconography.
Okay. Malachi, with your 22, you're kind of trying to divide what's important here and what's not. As you're glancing about, most of what you're seeing are students and faculty moving about, just conducting their daily lives. The staircases seem to lead to different sections of the next floor up. This is clearly just a big empty foyer. What you do notice, though, as you're looking about, is there are 4 entrances to this tower itself. And you see that the 4 entrances are in the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west of this tower. At each one of them, including the one you just passed through, and we're going to say you passed through the southernmost door, because you're going north from the docks. You note that there are soldiers standing on either side of the door, two stationed at each of the 4 entrances. They are armored and armed with the same weaponry and armor that you've been seeing pretty much of everybody in this military so far. A wand at the side, a blade or something at the other, a staff in their hand, resting against their shoulder, almost casually, but clearly ready to be pulled down and used at any moment. Draven, with your religion check, as you're entering, as you're passing through the courtyard and you start examining the building materials that they're using, I would say that maybe 1 in every dozen or so stones that you pass seem to be something off of, like, it has like some religious scratchings on it or etchings. Honestly, what it kind of looks like is they're taking apart a lot of different buildings, not just religious ones, but multiple types as well, and they're basically repurposing old buildings to build up the structures that they deem important. So where some of them may come from a religious place, other might come from just a home or an abandoned building, or could be anything, really.
Okay, makes sense.
I want to direct a question at Twist Pockets.
Go for it.
Excuse me, sir. So, is the security usually this intense, or is it a special occasion?
Oh, this isn't intense. This is standard.
Oh, so yes, it is usually like this.
Does
good to know.
Does that affect their... I was about to say, doesn't that, like, affect their education if they're constantly being surveyed and weapons and... I don't think I could study if there was somebody standing over me like that. Ooh.
Well, the soldiers are there for their protection as much as anything else. And let's be honest, a city of this size, well, there's always thieves guilds to deal with and things like that. You never fully drive them out of any city. So the guards are there to make sure that nobody comes and attempts to purloin such a choice target as a magical university.
Good to know.
John had to bite his tongue because I almost went into a tirade about, like, the importance of socialism, and if you build up the lowest member of society, you won't have thievery. I'm like, no, that's not Draven. That's
Draven's becoming radicalized.
Come, comrade.
Join us. I pretend to scribble something in my notebook. but I'm drawing little pictures.
Anybody else have any reactions before we move on?
I can't think of anything. It's a little early on right now. I'm trying to take in everything first.
I'm trying to be good.
Maiko's definitely like making little, kind of just trying to draw out like a little map kind of thing, as we're going through.
Not again.
Not like this.
I mean, just in case we need it later on. I'm just, making note of important things we see.
Move your microphone a little closer to your mouth, please.
Sorry. Is this better?
Yes, thank you. Go ahead, Kikiro.
All Kikiro's been able to think about since seeing this tower is jumping off of it.
No!
It is the tallest structure he's seen.
Oh yeah, you're a
It's been a
Kanku. That's
while.
right. Or Tenku.
But he desperately wants to jump off of it.
Well, we gotta get to the
Fully
top
has not
first.
been able to comprehend something else.
That is fair. Yeah, the only thing bigger than this tower right now is the half shell of the mountain. But that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Malachi's ego.
And Malachi's ego.
Wow. I
Vicious.
hand Draven a note that I was scribbling.
Oh jeez. Good look at it.
It says, "Are you still mad at me?" with a sad cat face.
Do you have a box, one or two boxes, a yes and a no?
He slowly starts to fold it. Just direct eye contact as it's just into the pocket and then turns away and walks forward.
Ooh.
I shakily light a cigarette.
No, you cannot smoke in here.
Come on!
This
You
is-
cannot be serious.
This is a magic institution. You could
Is magic
set off
flammable?
Yeah, some of it.
Lord. Alright. I snuff it. I snuff it on a nearby counter.
Oh, it's...
But I do it on the bottom, respectfully. The bottom.
Oh, respectfully. Yeah.
And I put the cigarette back in the pack, and I go, "How long is this tour gonna be for again?"
We have you for the rest of the afternoon.
Whole afternoon?
Yes, after the tour here, we will be going over to the barracks.
Oh, okay, but we'll be outside. Alright.
Well,
That's all I wanted to know.
not exactly.
Well, we gotta walk there, right?
Well, yes.
Alright, so during that time, I'll throw a few back.
Sure, whatever.
Alright.
He shakes his head. The gnome leads you over to one of the staircases, where a pair of elderly gentlemen are waiting for you. One of them is a dark-skinned human with a long Fu Manchu-style white beard and a bald head. He's wearing the same robes that you've seen pretty much everybody in here wearing, dark purple trimmed with gray, but he's also wearing like a long sash across his shoulders that goes down the front, and it has several symbols along each side of it. Nobody here speaks Gnomish, do they?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No.
So none of you would recognize the symbols that go up the sides of it. The man he's standing next to is another gnome. This individual is also extremely old-looking. He has very, very pale skin, a very large, bulbous nose. His eyes are gray and slightly milky. His ears are almost the full size of his head, with gray tufts of hair sticking out from them. He is also wearing the same robes and has a gray sash across his chest as well. And the symbols on these are quite a bit more. There's quite a bit more of them on each of the sides than the dark-skinned man he's standing next to. It's the human that that speaks to you as you approach. Ah, these are the members of the Erudite Conclave, come to examine and investigate our little school. You should all feel particularly privileged for being allowed into this building. Up until now, none of the Conclave has been allowed in. In fact, no one but our own national citizens have been allowed to step foot into these halls since its conception. So you all must feel extremely privileged for this honor.
Well, yes, it is, I guess, as you say, quite the honor. I've never been in a building like this, but also I have never seen your facial hair. It's very impressive. I've never been one to grow one. I try, and then it just gets patchy and it looks bad, but it looks fantastic on you. I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. But yeah, thank you so much for this honor. We will be on our best behavior and show you how good and respectable us conclave members can be. Looks over at Malachi. Respectable.
Rolling my eyes in the middle of rolling my eyes when you look at me. And then I stop and I just stand up straight.
Yes, quite. I don't know why the Queen has allowed this visit. Hopefully, this will improve the relations amongst our people and the Conclave. But anyway, I am Master Joheim. This next to me is our Grand Master. He will be escorting you all on this tour. Another unique honor for you all. Master Proud Bramble. These are the Conclave members. And the man kind of bows a little bit towards the old gnome standing before you. The gnome looks at each of you with those kind of milky, light gray eyes. And I need each one of you to make for me a will save.
Me too.
No, not you. But, let's
Damn.
see.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep, I need one from Aeden as well. Does anyone have access to her character sheet?
Let me see. No. Shit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have access.
Okay, I'll do it myself.
Aiden would fail. It makes sense.
14. Each one of you feel a slight shiver up your spine, but nothing more than that. You're all kind of focused on this gnome, so I don't think any of you would actually see Aiden's reaction.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, the gnome says, well, welcome all of you. You may refer to me as Archmage. If you have any questions, you may ask them at the end of each section of the tour. Please do not interrupt me as I speak, or you'll find yourself turned into a toad.
I look at Aeden. Okay, no. Okay.
You glance down at Aeden, and she just seems kind of wide-eyed and staring a little bit.
That's normal.
The gnome takes his eyes kind of flicker over to her a little bit, and then back to the rest of you. Very well. Come along. Let's make this as informative as we possibly can. Now, I'm not going to go through every layer of this place like we did the last time. We're just going to talk about things of import. I'm going to have each one of you. We'll exclude Aeden from these real quick. Maiko, since you're in the backpack, there's not a lot you can do other than observe. You got the little peephole in the backpack, so you're going to be giving me a perception check. As for the rest of you, I'm going to need, let's see here. I'm going to need somebody to perform an Arcana check. That should be fairly obvious. I'm going to need somebody to make for me a diplomacy check. And I'm going to need somebody to make a society check.
I got that diplomacy.
Is there any way I could use nature instead of Arcana? Since they do both relate to a type of magic.
So they do both relate to a type of magic. Unfortunately for this, it is specifically arcane magic. I would allow you to roll a nature check if nobody can roll an Arcana. However, you're going to be getting information based on that nature check and not necessarily the same information as you would from an Arcana.
Damn.
Anybody have any? I don't have any Arcana or Society. All I have is +3 diplomacy.
I 0 and 0. I only got a +7 to diplomacy.
All right, so you're better for that one. I'm gonna risk one of these.
I'll probably still get a 1. Let's be honest. I've had it good for too long.
All right, I'll go for the Society if you want to try the Arcana/Nature.
Okay.
I'll do the nature.
Okay. Well, Aeden is with you. I'll roll an Arcana for Aeden.
Ooh, I got a 16. Ooh, Aeden.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Thank you, Aeden.
Damn, Aeden.
Okay. So, let's take a look at what we rolled here. Malachi, you rolled a 16 for your society check. Maiko, you rolled a 24 for your perception check. Aeden rolled a nat 20 for a 31 on her Arcana check. Kikiro, you rolled a 15 on your nature check. Draven, you rolled a 24 on your diplomacy check. Ashley-Ann has a floating advantage for whoever needs one.
I think I'm gonna stick with my 16 because it's unlikely I'm gonna get any better. So.
That's fantastic. No, I'm so proud of you with that +0.
Thanks. Say that to me in character.
Tell my character she's pretty.
Tell him you're proud of him. He needs.
Anyway, here's what's going on. Let's start things off, I think, with let's start things off with the lowest, Kikiro.
Right.
The first portion of your tour is led through quite a few classrooms. You see a little bit of the classes that they're teaching. You observe like a class for a few minutes. Kikiro, with your 15, you notice that their alchemy department is quite extensive. Like, you're surprised by how much they're actually doing with alchemy here in this tower. A couple of the floors you go on are actually just giant greenhouses, filled with plants of all types. You actually get kind of excited as you're seeing this because some of the things they're growing are actually rare and really, really exotic. Based on your 15, you notice that they have a very large, a fairly large, I would say, potion department here in the tower. And as you go through one of the labs where they're actually making potions, you note that one of the things that is in that a lot of the students are making are health potions.
That's not suspicious at all.
Like the most basic of potions.
Maiko, I'm going to say that with your 24, you are able to get a decent layout of the areas you're exploring. Or that you're observing, I should say, because you're in the backpack. You're trying to sketch out as much as you can from memory each of these floors. The first dozen or so are classrooms, then there's some greenhouse ones, then more classrooms above that, and then some above that are some practical lab areas. Big open air rooms that have balconies on them, used for various types of magic. You're quite high up at the first balcony you come to. You're guessing somewhere around 30 floors up. And as Draven goes over to one of the edges and turns around, and you're kind of gazing out from your hole in the backpack, you can't help but get a little bit of that vertigo looking down. Like, at this height, the only structure that's bigger than the tower here is the palace. Is what's it called here? It is Castle Strongwaddle is the only structure that's about this height. But the tower is being built even higher than that. Malachi, with your society check, you're kind of more asking questions, gathering intel, speaking with some of the professors as you go into these different rooms. With that 16, you have a hard time getting a sense of what exactly the curriculum is. A lot of it is focused on attack and defense. You can't help but notice. Aeden, with her nat 31, however, after a little bit, she does kind of come to and starts paying attention more. And she's going to report to you all later that with her observations, they're less focused on magical theory, and they're less focused on spells that have less of a combat-focused nature. Most of the magic that they're teaching in the school that she's able to observe is more of the attack and defense type of magics. Healing is a little bit in there as well, but very little in the realms of like illusion magic or summoning magic that couldn't be practically applied to warfare. Very little outside of that kind of scope of magic. Draven, with your diplomacy check, you're surprised to note that there isn't just, your typical noble types at the school. The location is in one of the much more wealthy districts of the city, which you noted on your approach to the tower. However, the students are extremely mixed. You notice that there are just as many peasantry types, actually more so, than the nobility. And as you're listening to conversations and you're talking to some of the professors, you get the sense that in this tower, at least, there is no concept, or there, at least it's not acknowledged, the concept of rank, at least from the noble peasant standpoint. Instead, how everybody is treated and the hierarchy within this school seems to be entirely focused on the strength of the user involved. Those with high magical aptitude, those with high magical output are considered the highest of the tier, the S rank, if you like. Those who are those who have the most magical power have the most authority here in this school. And so you can't help but notice, like, as you're listening, as you're kind of hearing the people talk in the background, like, those who are of low magic talent, those who aren't very well learned, are definitely like the downtrodden of this school's hierarchy. Whereas those who are super, super powerful, the elites, definitely have an advantage over the others, and it wield that authority quite heavily, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense.
That's what you've gotten for the first half of your tour.
All right.
Interesting.
Super.
Again, come, comrades.
I'll allow follow-up questions if anybody has it.
We didn't see any of those weird crystals we saw, like, at the ship, did we? Because those are kind of beginning to repeat in a few areas, so I didn't know if those were also here.
I'm gonna say that let's see, who did the perception? Maiko did the perception. With Maiko's 24, you do observe some aether crystals in use here in the tower. It seems that they are on the experimental areas, which you're not taken into for the most part. But occasionally you do go into some classrooms to see them, like, observing and testing and learning about the different types of crystals. You are allowed to ask a little bit of question about what they're doing when you spot them. With your diplomacy at the 24, you're explained a little bit about them. These are aether crystals. This is pure solidified magic. It's in fact, it's like the purest essence of magic, and they're used. There's something that has been discovered and are currently being studied by the school here.
Wow. Very impressive you were able to get your hands on some.
Oh, yes. These are very rare things indeed, and are only allowed to be studied by the strongest mages, those who have quite a bit of learning under their belts already. This is very, very advanced stuff.
I see. I mean, please, I'm not very smart when it comes to the arcane, so I mean, I would love to learn more. I'm sure it'll just go right over my head. The only thing I can do is this, and I'll use the ring to summon a little, like, spectral ghost hand and fist bump it. Basically, what I'm hoping to do is to downplay my arcane knowledge to see if he'll over-explain it, thinking I'm too stupid to understand, and maybe give too much information. Because I find if you let people talk, they'll over-talk.
Let's see. This would either be... I think this is going to be a deception check, then.
No! Okay. It's fine. I mean, I said what I said, but... Look. Alright, for Draven, that's not bad. A 14.
Okay. With your 14, they don't really explain a whole lot more beyond that. The Aether crystals are something of a state secret, something that, while they do acknowledge the fact that they exist, and the Conclave knows a little bit about them already, their own findings are something of a closely guarded secret and not really discussed a whole lot. The fact that they're allowing you to observe the fact that they are studying them in and of itself is a privilege, the Archmage explains to you.
Is this a private conversation, or can I chime in and ask a question?
I imagine this is just happening on the tour itself.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I want to kind of pop in and just go, if you don't mind, I was curious, do you find them out in nature just like that, or do the crystals have to be created, or?
This is going to be a diplomacy check for you.
Okie dokie. That's also 14. But what if I use the coinage?
You can use the coin. You also have a floating advantage.
Oh yeah, the floating
that's right.
advantage.
Yeah, that Ashley.
Is it okay if I use that?
Please.
Okay. I'm gonna use it.
We're gonna forget if you don't.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna use the coin, because I'm gonna forget about it. But I will not. That's a 22.
22. That's a little bit better.
Yeah, I just want to know if they're naturally occurring or if they're made.
Aether is a naturally occurring substance that exists throughout the universe, including here in Loroupa. It is very rare to find natural formations of Aether crystals, but it does happen from time to time. Is the answer that you're given, but I'm going to allow for you to make what is
I think it's just
insight.
Perception if you're insight.
Yeah, I think insight is just perception. So give me a perception check.
It's sense motive is perception.
Yeah, sense motive perception.
That's a 18.
18. He tells you this, and he kind of finishes his statement and then continues talking about something else. But you definitely get the sense that he wasn't being completely forthcoming. He didn't necessarily lie to you, but you get the sense that he was holding something back, not willing to be fully honest about the subject of where they find him. Or how they find him.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good to know.
Does anybody have any follow-up questions?
I can't think of anything. I got most of the information I was looking for.
Okay.
Same.
Your tour is shorter than the one in the dungeon, or of the dungeons of the castle, mainly because there's a lot of this location that they're just not willing to show. They're mainly showing you the broad strokes of the fact that they have an institute of magic, a place to train wizards that rival the Conclave and the Twisting Spires. Now, the Conclave itself doesn't have a magic school per se. They're more of a conglomeration of adventurers, which include magic. And there are those who work within the Conclave that study magic, but it's not the same as like the Twisting Spires or this institute, whereas it's dedicated solely to the study and teaching of magic. Eventually, your tour does return down to the first level. You find Lieutenant Twist Pockets. He's been quiet for the tour. He's been just staying back and allowing the Archmage to do his whole spiel. But as you are starting to make your way back down the large grand staircase to the first level, he speaks up once again. Well, thank you, Archmage, for your time. We know how precious that time is, how absolutely busy you are running such a fine center for learning as this. So we will try not to take up too much more of your time. Fortunately, there's only one more stop on our tour. That is one of our soldiers' barracks, where you'll be able to observe how they live and how they train. So we'll be heading over there next. Before we do, why don't you all take a moment to thank the Archmage for his time.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, your Archmageness. I do have a quick question, though. I don't mean to, just ramble, but you see, you remind me so much of my mentor back home, as well as this father figure I have, and he's very skilled at Arcana. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, would you do me the honor of, if you have time in your schedule, possibly sharing some tea with me? Because I would love just to have a nice conversation with you. You seem so wise, and I would just like to sit and chat.
You can make for me a diplomacy check.
Great. You know what? Better than it's been. Honestly, I'll take it. The 15.
Okay. With your 15, he says, if you'd wish to schedule an appointment with me, you may do so at the counter over there. One of the secretaries will be able to know my schedule far better than I. So if you go to one of the reception people and inquire, they can let you know my next available opening. You must understand, of course, I am so very, very busy.
Of course.
But I'm sure there's some time available. So speak with reception.
Will do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for your patience and your questions during this tour. I hope you all found it quite illuminating. Goodbye.
I nod.
The Archmage almost immediately turns and walks back up the stairs before just disappearing, blinking away.
That is the coolest thing I have seen today.
Well,
Oh yes, the Archmage is, of course, very, very powerful.
Yes. But to the next location?
Oh, do you not want to speak with the reception?
Sorry, the poofing got me. It made me forget immediately. I will absolutely go. Thank you so much for your time. I'll actually go talk to the reception to schedule a time for tea with him.
Very well. Why don't the rest of you go wait outside? That way, your catfolk friend can do the smoking thing.
all right, I speed walk to the exit.
Yeah, the lieutenant will basically escort Malachi, Kikiro, and Aeden towards the door, allowing Draven to make their way over to the reception. Maiko, you'd be watching from the backpack, seeing your friends walk away. Draven, there's a bit of a queue, and so you end up having to wait about 20 or so minutes before you can finally speak with one of the members at the reception desk. What you discover is you are able to make an appointment with the Archmage. He has availability in 3 months' time on the 27th of that month.
Perfect. I don't know if we'll be there, but I'll still write it down and thank her for her time. 3 months, that's a blink. That's nothing.
Yes, of course. So we're happy to take that down for you.
Thank you so much. You work very hard, and I must say, I appreciate all the hard work you put into this place. It is very busy here. Everybody's trying to get this. I don't know, is it always like this?
Well, yes, we are the largest. We are going to be the largest magical center of learning on the planet soon. So we are always busy. We have students from all across this continent.
That's true, but that must be very draining. Are there a lot of employees, or are you doing this all by yourself? Oh my goodness.
She looks back at the 3 other individuals I described previously also working this counter area. No, we've got plenty of people working here.
Okay, good. I was worried there because with the amount of people here, well, I'm glad to see that you're all well taken care of and nobody's taking advantage of you and all that good stuff. But I will be on my way. Do take care.
Yes, be well. Have a good day. By the time you make it out there, Malachi, how many cigarettes have you smoked?
I've smoked 4. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm just lightly smoking them down and then grabbing another one. You gotta be prepped for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
If only that was how it worked.
Yeah, so you're running on a bit of a nicotine high as you make your way from the tower here over to one of the nearby.
Oh, I'm back in the church. The incense. Oh.
Twist Pockets leads you across the city to another large building. This one, not really super big. It's only about 3 stories tall. Squarish, made of stone, with a very large stone fence around a deep courtyard going back away from the building. Looks like Ashley N is redeeming a hero point, bringing you up to even with me.
Hey.
Thank you, Ashley Ann.
She says it's probably it for tonight.
That'd be save your points. You do so much.
Absolutely. As I said, you made your way to a 4-story tall stone building with a stone fence around a very large courtyard. You can hear the sounds of battle coming from the other side of that courtyard. People yelling and the sound of stick hitting stick as people are obviously training in the back area. You're led inside the building to find, well, a barracks. Have you ever seen Full Metal Jacket? Remember the barracks in that? That's basically what you're seeing here. It's very plain. It's just a big, wide open space with a bunch of bunk beds. There's a bit of a reception area in the front, but it's all just open. And there's soldiers all over the place. Some of them sweeping the floors, some of them polishing boots or weapons, some of them mending clothes. You can also see quite a few of them marching to and fro, some of them standing at attention, some of them being yelled at by instructors, that sort of thing. It's a barracks. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Most of the people in this area have been of the same species that you've seen previously. A lot of gnomes, a lot of halflings, a lot of orc and half-orc, some goblin folk as well. All of them in various stages of training. Now, we're going to be making some checks here once again. This is going to just round out what all we've been able to see while we're doing this tour. Let's see here. I'm going to need... Maiko's making a perception check again because they're just in the back.
Damn it, Maiko. It's the only thing I'm good at.
Somebody's going to be making a religion check. Someone's going to be making a diplomacy check. Let's see here. I'll also allow lore skills. If anyone has a lore skill that might that you think might work in the situation of examining and observing soldiers.
I have engineering, and Malachi would be most interested in weaponry.
I'll allow it.
All right.
Kikiro, you feeling religion or diplomacy?
I'm actually not terrible at either, but diplomacy I'm better at.
Oh.
It's a 6 and a 4.
Okay. Because I wanted to see if I could do something a little crazy.
I believe in you.
Is it possible to do a diplomacy check with my athletics? Because what I'm wanting to do is get in some of the wrestling kind of rings where they're practicing, and I want to kind of show off.
Stop.
Because I do have I have the Titan wrestler feet, and I want to see if I can find the biggest guy to just kind of tussle with to kind of impress and get their
Yeah.
We've lost your camera though, Draven.
That's all right. Hold on.
I will allow the athletics.
We're having a bunch of
check.
storms here tonight, so that's not surprising.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're walking around, you see some guys wrestling, one guy beats 2 dudes, and then they're like, ha ha ha, and you're like, let me get in there. Let me get in there real quick.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Yeah.
Could I request that you put the backpack down first?
Oh, well, yeah, that's why you got the 13. I set it down, but against the mat on accident. I'm so sorry.
I'm debating if I want to roll again with the coin.
I'm looking at everything and suddenly it goes dark because my peephole gets covered.
Your people.
Okay, we're just waiting on. No, I guess that's it.
That's everyone who's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't notice shit.
Yeah, Kikiro with that 8. You're a druid. You're all about nature, and seeing just a bunch of sweaty dudes and dudettes all fighting each other and living their military life is not interesting for you at all. And so you kind of just zone out a little bit, thinking back to those greenhouses you observed at the Institute. Let's see here. Yeah, Maiko with that 13, like Draven said, he places you down against a wall. You don't get to see a whole lot. What you do observe is just soldiers being trained. Not really super interesting, but there it is. Draven, let's see, you rolled a 22. Malachi, you rolled a 16. Malachi, with your 16, what you're able to ascertain is, I've already described the typical weaponry of this military a few different times. Wands, at least 2 wands on the hips, the staff that they kind of hold as a rifle. They all have at least 1 martial weapon on their belts, but you notice that they're not all the same. Some people have short swords, some people long swords, some people have spears, some people have knives. It seems that the type of weaponry isn't as strict in this army. They tend to let their soldiers practice and train with what they're good at and what they know, which in and of itself is a little bit is a little different than normal armies. Normal armies, there's just a rank and file. Everyone has the same thing. Everyone uses it the same way. An army that allows for some diversity in weapons and tactics either is much better trained or is not going to be nearly as well trained because of the chaos. But with your 16, you're not quite sure whether or not which one of those is the case.
But I don't see any weapons that are even remotely like my gun.
Like your gun? No.
Okay. I feel like I have it, since I'm supposed to be keeping it hidden, I have it on like a kind of body holster, and I've got a jacket on. Mm-hmm. But I just like put my hand up there and put my hand on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hate keeping my light under a bushel, you know? It's very sad.
You just want to let it shine.
I just want to let it shine, you know?
Well, unfortunately, fortunately, you're not seeing any signs that Fucklerall's technology has gotten away from the barony of Coltrast. But you have observed that while these weapons are different than what his is, their effectiveness is pretty damn close. Staffs that can repeatedly use magic, that can send blasts of magic out, are kind of similar to your gun insofar as you can keep shooting over and over again. It's its own type of technological magic, but this is more of the arcane variety. But it's in your mind as you've been sitting here and observing this. It does level out the playing field a little bit against the technologically advanced barony. Let's see, Draven, with your 22. You are able to go and kind of work out with some of these soldiers. Like you notice when there's a point they're doing a hand-to-hand grapple training and that sort of thing, and you ask to get in there, and with you kind of flex a little bit and show them your muscles, and yeah, they're down to see how they level up to a conclave member, and so you are able to persuade them to allow you to interact with them and train with them a little bit. So I'm going to do one thing. I want to do one more check. This is going to be a them versus you roll-off to see who's able to come out on top. Okay?
Okay.
Let me grab somebody here. Okay, so you are going to make a grappling check. And I'm going to have an athletics check, and I'm going to have them do the same. Whoever rolls higher is the winner. And so this isn't just one fight. This is going to be just you training with them for a while, and who got the better of whom throughout the training, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and make an athletics check. I'm going to do the same.
Damn. That's fine.
Well, I'm going to remind you, you do have 4 hero points. If you want to use them.
What? I mean, I rolled a 5. Is it cool?
It's cool. Yeah.
I want to.
Yes.
Yeah, with the
I want to feel
11,
powerful.
that's great.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Oh my god, no! You know what? No, actually, no. This works out. I don't think Draven's heart is in it. He's just having fun right now, and I think that's kind of what's going on. Is they keep pinning him, and he's laughing, which is probably like uncomfortable for them. At least. Yeah, exactly. It's more just like, I can't believe it. I haven't had this much fun in so long. Oh, it's been a while since somebody's been able to pin me.
Yeah. Delioth just redeemed a hero point to bring us back up to 4. So, unfortunately, with that interaction, it's a pretty clear win on their side.
Yeah. That's alright. I want to have fun.
But this is what you're coming away with your 22 athletics check. The training that these soldiers are doing is quite impressive. You have a military who is focusing just as much on physical strength and physical training as they are on using these magical implements. And it's effective. So effective, in fact, that looks like they beat you 2 out of 3.
Good to know.
The tour of the barracks ends with the back and forth of Draven against the soldiers, and you all kind of sit there and watch and observe that, and observe the training a little bit. And Draven comes away from that feeling like, yeah, they are
It's fun.
well trained.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Twist Pockets definitely looks more satisfied at the end of this tour than he did at the previous. He's got a bit of a smile on his face. He's saying, well, I will definitely have to put in an accommodation for the barracks supervisor here. It is a well-oiled, well-trained machine. I hope you all are suitably impressed with everything you've observed today.
Just the right amount of impressed.
I was pressed, but no, I just kidding. I kid. You have a lot going on. I have a lot to take note of. Thank you so much for taking the time once again. I know you have a very busy schedule. Not as busy as the Archmage, but busy, I'm sure.
Yes. I do have quite a bit of things I'm going to have to do today. I have many reports to file, as I'm sure you do as well. So I think you can find your way back to the Conclave from here. This is where I'll be leaving you.
So sad to see you go. Well, thank you so much. I'll shake his hand again. Maybe accidentally squeeze a little too hard.
He clearly winces. You're like 4 times this gnome's size.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to. I don't know my own strength. I was having fun back there, but... Yeah.
Oh, yes, well, goodbye. We look forward to reading your report once it's filed. Good luck.
You as well.
He shakes his hand as he's walking away from you all. And actually, I think this is a great place to pause and go on break.
Okay.
So it's 8 o'clock now.
Oh shoot! Is there? Wow.
Yeah. Time flies. So we
Yeah,
will be
dude.
back in about 10 minutes, folks. And when we return, our heroes are going to be returning to the Conclave and discussing everything that they've discovered here in Gnomengard. Should be interesting. Stick around. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, our heroes have just completed their tour of the barracks of this city here in Gnomengard, and has now been left to their own devices by Lieutenant Twistpockets, who seemed very happy to be done with this group and able to go back to his regular duties.
So rude.
You've been left out on one of the streets not far from the barracks. My question to you is this. It is about 6 o'clock in the evening. The sun is just starting to dip down over the horizon. The skies are clear. It is quite beautiful out. And the city is yours. You do have to eventually check back in with the Conclave now that your tour has been completed. But that doesn't mean you have to go there right this second. So, Pathfinders, what do you plan on doing from here?
I look back at the
Mm.
barracks forlornly and clutch my gun on my chest on the outside.
Yeah. During that whole time, Malachi, you had to hold yourself back because you saw all of the soldiers doing their target practice and stuff like that, and that's kind of triggering for you. No pun intended.
Triggering.
Oh, you meant that pun. You know it. Don't lie to us.
I can feel my gun is hungry. It's humming.
Indeed, yeah. Tell us a little bit about your that feat of yours.
So my Soul
archetype.
Forger dedication, me and my gun are intrinsically linked, and it's a part of me. And my main goal is I really want to be famous, like a famous singer, famous gunslinger, and thus my gun really wants to be famous too. So I get the Soul Forger dedication as long as I'm following my soul path, which is giving my gun opportunities to prove itself and make it famous. So I'm hiding it, which is anathema to my goal.
Yeah, so your gun's not too thrilled about the fact that it didn't get to show off, at least in a small sense. So what is it you got to roll to see if you get some corruption?
So I was looking at that in the break. I found somebody on Reddit is you have to make a will save against a DC of 5 plus your level. When you do something egregious enough to act against your soul path, you have to make a will save against a DC of 5 plus your level. I'm guessing that's my character's level.
Yeah,
but then I also found on a website it says will save against a very hard DC of the curse's level, which I don't have the curse yet. So
yeah, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
To me, it probably would be. It's weird to say 5 plus because normally DCs are 10 plus.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to be
Just look it up.
What's that, Kikiro?
Pathfinder usually just has you look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're figure it out.
Yeah, let's. Okay. I think I know what we're gonna. Yeah.
Doing something anathema triggers the curse, and the saving throw for the curse is always very hard DC of your level.
Okay, is that my level of the curse?
That is
Or
your
my
level.
character's level? Okay.
Yeah. The curse would be your level.
Okay.
'Cause it's coming from you. Ish.
Okay, so
Yeah, because I know that the curse has stages. So my level is 3. So whatever is very hard.
So the
level
normal DC for 3 is 18. Very hard is +5.
Lord. I have to make a will save.
So yeah, very hard for character level 3 would be in looks like 19 or higher.
25 or 23, I think.
So
Ooh.
whatever Matt wants it to be, I guess.
Good luck, jeez.
This is horrible.
Wow.
This is horrible. Why did I bring this up? I should not have brought this
Oh
up.
wait, you were looking at the wrong thing, right? That's like
I've been hiding my gun the whole time we're here. This
Yeah,
sucks.
the DC for that would be a 23. So that's going to
Okay.
be you're aiming for a 23 here.
23 will
you
save.
can do it. You can
There
do
goes.
it. Nice.
27.
Whoa!
Wow.
So I can feel the hum, and I'm like looking back like I really want to shoot it, and then I go, just ain't time yet. You're gonna get your time to shine. You're gonna get it, and when you do, it's gonna be glorious. All right, it's gonna be worth the wait. All right, and the hum silences a little bit, and I'm like, like, gotta keep the bear in the cage.
Yeah, for sure. Got lucky on that one, Malachi, but you're able to push down what those negative feelings that your gun is giving you. So you are not going to take a point of corruption.
Good.
Question for Malachi: are you talking to your gun, like actually talking, or is this
I
all
was
internal
speaking
monologue?
Out loud. I was speaking out loud. In
Okay.
hushed tones.
Yeah,
I absolutely.
I kind of imagine like you're all just tucked away
Oh,
in an alleyway there, and Malachi just has their hand on the wall, clutching the gun, just talking to it.
Yeah,
a
I'm
little
like,
bit.
and it looks like I'm clutching my chest, like I'm having a heart attack because it's like.
Malka, you okay there, buddy? Do you need something?
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. You know, just staying on my best behavior. It's really
Yeah.
going great, and you see, I'm like sweating.
You really did today. I know that it can be hard, and I just want to say thank you. I'm very appreciative of it. You did very good, and I'm very proud of you. So thank you.
Can I roll an insight? Sorry, I'm coughing.
Go for it.
17.
Does that beat your society or deception DC?
Yeah, because it's only a 12. I mean, I'm not lying. Draven's actually honest, like impressed that you were capable of not fighting against
Alright,
society.
First, I stare at you like unbelieving, and then when I realize you mean it, I try to go back to looking cool, and I go, it's no problem, you know, just all in a day's work.
Good. And then immediately it's supposed to be a light, gentle tap on the back, but it's going to be like an accident, like hard pat, like right when you're intaking a cigarette. Just...
Maybe he is still mad.
Well, guys, what do you want to do now? I mean, I know we're supposed to go back to the conclave, but feels like there's something else we need to do. I don't know. What do you think?
You said we're like kind of tucked away where nobody's seeing us, right?
Yeah, right now.
Okay. So then this whole time I've been just kind of re-sketching out the map of the what's called the school and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just don't know that we can really
Oh, God.
infiltrate though with.
Can you talk in fox form, or is it just chitters
No,
in my ear?
No. Because I was verifying that we were tucked away somewhere where we're not being seen. So I'm in human.
Oh, okay.
As long as we're sorry. It was clear in my head. I forget that that's not always clear in everybody else's head.
Fair enough.
No, you're good. I was just imagining that Maiko pops up just real confidently and starts whatever foxes make. Like,
It's more
What
like
does the fox say?
it's more like you hear her talking, and then you all look, and there she is sitting in her humanoid form,
Oh.
sketching again. And y'all didn't notice that she climbed out of the backpack.
Yeah, there you go.
okay, good.
But yeah, I cannot speak in fox form yet.
Okay. How, Kikiro, buddy, how you doing? You seemed a little transfixed at the tower.
Yeah. The tower really was something, wasn't it?
I mean, if you're into abominations, but yes, it was something.
True. What I wouldn't give for one of the peppers they grow there.
Wait, they had food there? I didn't see anything. Oh,
Well, too late now.
I know.
Well, it's pretty obvious what they're up to, right?
Taking advantage of the lower middle class. What? Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
And also preparing for war.
And also the war stuff, that's kind of what I was referring to. But that other stuff is a form of war of the class variety. So, so it's good to stay aware.
It seems like they're getting ready for some sort of technology war that's perhaps centered around Æther.
So one could say
like an
Æther-Tech War.
I mean, I guess you could say that.
I feel like I'm getting embroiled in something.
Stop it. Okay.
Again, I'm crying.
I'm crying, actually.
I know. Not that funny. Okay. So.
All right.
Well, I suppose we've got some time. We could walk around the city, look for any shops. There's stuff to learn at shops, or maybe you want to talk to the street urchins to catch up on their activities. Are they doing any spying for us?
Well, why would the street urchins be spying for you?
No, I mean like in favor of.
I haven't.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I don't know. You've just been talking to little urchins, and I've been trying to stay out of it since you got so.
Oh no! Oh shoot! It wasn't little urchins. It's been like all the orphans, the little like.
Yeah. Is that not a street urchin?
That is a street urchin.
Is that what you know? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Well, I mean,
what's
fair.
What's the difference between a orphan that lives on the street and a street urchin?
I went to like more of a shopkeep in my brain, which is not correct.
Okay.
But I didn't put the two and two together.
I did say shopkeep first, and then I went to the orphans.
But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, so I don't know if you got them on task for something.
No, we're just friends. But I could go try to talk to some of them again, see if there's anything weird going on or things that we need to be looking more into.
I just feel like we got the official tour, and I'd like to take a sneak peek at the unofficial one.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, actually. I think I could use that or something. I'm bored. That little sparring match didn't. I don't know. It wasn't fun. I thought it would be a good time, but I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
So.
I missed that. You did good though, right?
Yeah, fantastic. I won every single round.
Good.
Certainly looked like Draven was enjoying it, from my perspective. Where I was standing.
I mean, he was laughing the whole time, regardless of what was going on. So.
Well, we now know that Draven enjoys getting pinned by burly soldiers.
Mm-hmm. It's canon. It's canon.
Oh no! God damn it!
It's just in there. And everybody knows. Everyone. We all were there.
I'm gonna go question my life choices. Anyways. Well, let's. I feel like we should probably go to some place a little more secure than an alleyway and have a conversation.
That's probably a good
Yeah,
idea.
for sure.
So, do we want to reconvene at the conclave and then come up with a game plan, or?
I think that's
Try
the only
one.
place that we're not likely to be spied on.
That's true. Wonderful.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna convene for some secret palaver.
Also, I realized Draven's probably fucking starving. I don't know if we got like a good lunch and all that exercise. Like, the boy needs food.
Yeah.
Instead of eating a lunch, I smoked 4 cigarettes. So
I mean, basically the same thing, right?
It's basically
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, I feel great. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, if you stack cigarettes into a pyramid, it's a well-balanced meal.
Yeah. Maslow's
Potato
hierarchy of needs.
cigarettes.
Basically the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Aeden hands you some honey.
Oh,
It's like a salad.
I eat the honey.
Wow, that's disgusting.
Dude, you don't
It's like
know
covered
what's been in
hair
there.
and, like just bits and dirt.
I think that this. Oh no, it's all hitting. I'm gonna headcanon this now. It's canon now. Draven gets hangry.
Draven
he's gonna-
gets hangry.
It gets hangry. He's like, it doesn't matter if it's good or not. It's food. We should go.
Give me a fortitude save real quick.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
12.
12. So you begin eating some of that honey. Your tooth bites down on a bit of gravel, and you crunch. Your tooth chips, and then you start tasting this weird sort of citric tang that really shouldn't be in something sweet like honey. It almost has a weird bacteria-y flavor, and then you get a very sharp pain from that tooth, all at the same time. Go ahead.
He's hangry already.
Yeah, go ahead and take a point of damage.
Oh my god. Death by honey.
Death by the honey.
And by the time you arrive at the conclave, it takes about 30 minutes for you to walk across the city back to that building. And by the time you get there, Draven, you got a stomach ache.
Of
Oh my
course.
God.
It's fine.
Oh,
Was
is.
it a bug? Was there like also a bug?
I
in
don't
there?
need to know all that. We're good. It's just gross.
He's having tummy troubles.
Yeah, have you ever took a sip of like really, really old fruit juice that was left in the back of your fridge for a really long time, and it's kind
No.
of sickly sweet, and then your stomach just really starts to hurt? It's like you get that sharp.
How often has this happened to you?
I mean, I'm a chef. I feel like
You'd just be drinking the fruit juice.
look. You've never tried to make vinegar before? I have,
Oh
and no, I can
Unintentionally.
I can just imagine how it tastes
Mhm.
based on the smell.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's you got you got some pain in your gut right now, buddy.
It's fine.
It's
fine. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. You do arrive at the conclave. You're questioned once you arrive there. They want to know if you're if you need a place to compile your notes. Are you here just to get some rest? Or are you wanting a meal? What's going on?
All of the above.
All
A
Yeah,
meal,
all the
yeah.
above.
It's been a long day, yeah.
Some of us are.
Can we get
still
him some
sleeping on
Tums?
the porch.
Say that again, Delioth.
Some of us are still on the porch asleep.
What?
Oh no.
Who's sleeping on the porch?
No, I think several.
No,
of
I
us
think
slept
he's
on the
referring
porch
to the fact that
last
some of-
night.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of you
last night some of y'all slept
I
in.
see. Yeah.
That was admittedly 2 months ago.
Yes.
True. Okay.
End game, it was last night.
Yes.
Yeah, but I do tell him, we do intend to sit down, compile our notes, and possibly go out again for the evening, but we will come back to sleep. Was there like a curfew?
Yeah,
that why we got locked
there
out?
is a curfew. The building does shut down or at least lock up at midnight.
At midnight, okay. Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we just want to get some food in our bellies. My friend here might need a toilet, judging by the look on his face.
we're good. We're good.
You don't look good. What do you want? Food?
I look all yes, food.
We need some saltine crackers for my friend here. Just some plain saltines. And
Maybe some
tomato
candied
soup.
ginger.
Yeah, some candied ginger. All that will do. And just a nice private room.
Absolutely. You are taken to one of the many private rooms in the conclave, with just a couple tables, a lot of paper and ink and things like that. You're told that your conclave handler, Trinidad, will be will come by later on after you've had some time to enjoy a meal and to start working on your notes. And so you are left alone in this moderately sized workstation room. And about 20 minutes later, some reasonable, if not bland, food is brought up to you: roasted chicken, potatoes, greens, wine, water, that sort of thing. Draven, nothing really smells good. Honestly, once food comes in the room, your stomach just gets cramped into one giant knot, and you're forced to exclude yourself and have to go running down the hall.
No. Okay.
Draven's gonna be hangry all evening.
Oh yeah.
Non-stop hangriness.
Hangry transforms into just ill at that.
Mm-hmm.
At a
That
certain
would make
point.
me more hangry.
Yeah. But for the rest of you, you are able to sit there and eat your food and kind of take some time to discuss everything that you found. So let's take a moment and think about that for a minute. What are your thoughts after going on these two tours?
Well, like we said before, they're obviously prepping for war. Seems like maybe prepping for an invasion, in my opinion. Just by the fact that they're getting peasants and noble people alike, and just training them with whatever they got, just seems like they want massive numbers. They keep trying to sell it like it's for national defense, but like, I don't know. This seems pretty focused for me. Question is, who are they trying to attack?
Yeah, they're definitely gearing up to attack somebody.
Well, I don't.
Do we have a world map by chance? Because I feel like maybe we should start looking there and see. The logical thing that I would think would be them starting to invade somewhere close by first.
But then again, they got the fleet of ships, which
This is
implies
true.
that they want to be moving along. What is the place that we're from? The whole
Barony of Coltrast.
Yeah, the Barony of Coltrast. But then, so where's the Twisting Spires? Is that in the Barony of Coltrast?
No, the Twisting Spires is in the Kingdom of Radagast. Radagast, if you'll remember from the Debauchery Circus, Radagast was one giant continent that got basically cut in half during the breaking, and half of it became the Barony of Coltrast, which with the city of Coltrast and your friend Edmund Coltrast ruling it.
And then what's the other half?
The other half is still the Kingdom of Radagast. It's a much smaller continent, and they've drifted a little bit away from one another. Yours is more in the central, it's the lower western hemisphere of Loroupa.
Okay.
North,
And then
the Radagast and all that is kind of above you.
the town where we found Zormunder,
Mhm.
where was that? In the Barony of Coltress?
Yeah, that was in the Barony of
Okay.
Coltress. That was in Woodpine, which was
Mhm.
is on the southern coast of the Barony.
Okay. Could it be that they're targeting Coltress? Like, seems kind of odd that they had this Zormunder.
I
You know.
don't think it's that. I think it's more like... I don't think they're going to outright attack anybody right away. It feels like a cult, a religion, where they're slowly worming their ways to different areas. They're building connections. They're getting them on their side. And then I think what it's going to be is if whoever doesn't go to their side, that's who they attack. I don't know if there's a plan just yet other than world domination, essentially. And the best way to do that is to get connected with everyone.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, it didn't really seem like what Zormunder was doing was offering any connection. Like, he was just stealing.
Well, I mean, well, of course, it's both. You get people that work on the above ground, and you get people like Zormunder who goes very underground. He was doing experimentation, he was doing some exploration, and taking notes of everything, because knowledge is very powerful with that. I mean, with his knowledge and their connections, even the strongest civilization could crumble if you just pull out the right brick.
See. Did we get any inkling of where Zormunder was headed off to after he docked his ship? I feel like we just failed in that part, didn't we?
We got swept up.
Yeah, did you ever actually even see Zormunder?
I don't think we did.
I don't think so, because I didn't even make it onto the ship.
Mm-mm.
So I know we saw his ship, but
Well, let me propose an idea then. We could, since we failed at getting on that ship earlier, we could go try to get on it now.
Yeah, we could.
Look
What
for
is-
any clues.
technically an option.
Not a bad idea, but if it's going to be stealthy, I'm not the best at it. I could go try to talk to a friend of mine to get more intel, while you guys do some of the sneaky.
I see. Is the friend one of your urchins? Maybe.
Why? Malachi, are you okay? You see, you're...
What do you mean? I'm
Nothing.
just curious. I'm just asking. I thought we were being forthwith.
We are always. You know it's me, Draven. I'm always forthright with you. I tell you everything.
I narrow my eyes at Draven. He's trying to get more sus. Every day that goes by, you get a little bit more sus. At first, it was endearing, and you were really trustworthy. And now I'm starting to think it's like a facade. You know, it's like a mask that you're putting on.
No.
I got my eye on you. What? All right. Yeah, I've got my hat of disguise that could help. I know Maiko's excellent with that fox form. Kikiro. I look at Kikiro.
I'm not great at stealth missions.
Lord.
I can turn into a different person for like 10 minutes.
Hey, that's something.
Not a specific one.
Well, that don't matter. Just like a general Navy person would be good. Just not yourself would probably be good. A gnome. A dwarf.
10 minutes once. Not gonna get it probably.
Y'all are so contrarian.
What is it you would like to do then, friend Kikiro? If you don't want to stealth, what interests you?
I mean, I'd love to help you get more intel out of your urchins. But that's about what I got for help.
Ah, I can do that. I can introduce friend Kikiro to friend Urchin. It worked out, yes.
Is Aeden good with stealth? I mean,
I have
she's
no
tiny,
idea.
so I feel like she'd inherently be easy to hide. But I also don't want to make any decisions on this on her behalf.
Aeden will pipe up that she's at least trained in stealth.
Okay. I mean, my suggestion would be Aeden come along on the stealth mission, but I don't know how we would want to do that with her not being here to be able to speak for her character.
Kikiro, Draven, do you think that you might be able to arrange to talk to the urchins around the dock, just in case we needed you?
See if it's possible. I mean, I don't know. My friends could be very busy and I'm not even able to speak with them, but it's worth a shot.
Well, I think this is, I don't know. That's the best plan I got to try to get some secret info.
Yeah, it's a good plan. You should be proud.
Yeah, we definitely need to find out.
He's being genuine.
And we definitely should figure out like how they've come about this technology and these, what do they call them, Æther stones?
Yeah, Æther shards, Æther crystals.
Shard, crystal stones, whatever, Æther things.
Yeah, I just think it'll be a lot harder to break into that institute than it would be to break onto some boat.
Don't we already know?
Oh yeah,
that
100%.
crystals are made out of people.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
Wait, are you being
at least been
serious?
very well hinted at.
In sooth?
Yeah.
In sooth, my lord? What?
Yeah.
Because we found that contraption.
Oh yeah,
in Zormando's lab.
the brain melting contraption.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
My dad taught us that.
Drops.
All right, I'm gonna say Malachi never put two and two together. So when you guys say something, he's like, "What?" Like, that can't be real. All right.
Okay, well then we need to figure out how they figured that out.
Well, then let's not get caught. Let's not get caught on the stealth mission, because I got a feeling I might be crystallified. And I don't want that. All right.
I will also remind you, Maiko, when you were in the castle, you did go off on your own and see a similar contraption to what you saw underneath Woodpine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is true. I did see that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if we wanted to try to sneak in, I don't know how easy or feasible that would be. But
we need more intel. Let's see what possible other options or ways we can sneak past.
What we need is Zormunder so that we can torture.
So we can put him 6 feet under.
So we can commit heinous crimes against him, such that he just tells us what we want to know, and we don't have to break it anymore.
I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for your conclave handler Trinidad to knock on the door. You hear
everybody stop talking about torture right now.
Shortly followed.
Act normal.
Shortly followed by the door opening and the lizard folk sticking their head into the room. Welcome back to the conclave. I was informed that you have returned from your tours. I wanted to check in and see if you had anything you wish to report before you finished writing your more formal assessment of everything you've seen.
Still don't know how I feel about this guy, so I don't know how much information to give or not give. I want to like him, but I'm like, past experiences. Ooh. I'm gonna let Malachi take the lead on this one. I think Draven's not gonna initiate anything.
So yeah, I look at you, you look at me, you raise your eyebrows a little bit.
He looks at me, I look at him.
And then I look back at the guy and I go, well, seems like they're really a combat forward society. Mostly what we observed today was kind of on that basis, but other than the fight at the docks, which was pretty grand, if I say so myself, yeah, it was pretty unremarkable.
It was very enlightening. Yes.
So you're saying it's unremarkable? I feel like that's a deception check.
Well, maybe the Malachi thinks it is unremarkable. I thought it was very boring.
Oh, okay. I mean,
They were doing exactly what we expect them to be doing.
Yeah, that's kind of where Malachi sits. Yeah. I am good at deception though. That's a 20, dirty 20.
Jeez.
That's interesting. You didn't see anything of note, or just nothing that's worth reporting at this time?
Oh, I meant nothing interesting. It's interesting to me in particular.
Yo, we're talking over our notes right now, trying to make sure we got everything. But if we realize we found anything super suspicious or interesting, we'll let you know.
Very well. We look forward to reading your full report, but just remember that I am a resource available to you all if you have any questions or need to soundboard anything. That is what I've been assigned to do for you all.
When you say soundboard things, what do you mean? Like, you're here to tell us about Gnomengard, or you want us to soundboard our ideas and plans off of you?
Whichever you need. The Conclave is the largest collection of information on Loroupa. We have access to all sorts of things. As for me, I'm your contact here at this location, so I'm here to assist you in any way I can.
Oh, we did get a little curious about those Æther crystals and just how they form them. It seems unlikely to me that they'd be naturally mined in such a shape, though he did seem to imply that that was the case.
Æther crystals. Æther crystals are a relatively new discovery. In fact, we've only known about their existence in the last 25 years. Shortly after the breaking of Loroupa, in fact, is when they were first discovered. Æther crystals are, as near as we've been able to tell so far, a natural occurrence. It is a highly concentrated collection of Æther, the substance that forms magic.
Does the Conclave have any of these?
Oh, and we do have some. We are in the process of researching them. The largest repository of our collections of Æther crystals is actually in Port Valena.
It's interesting. I don't. Can I roll a sense motive to see if this guy would be chill with our theft.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a
Does he
sense
seem
motive
like a
check.
chill guy?
That is a perception check.
27.
Damn.
So he's like he's not lying to you in any way, shape, or form. He's being completely forthright to you. What do you mean by would he be chill with our plan?
Like if we were to be like, check out this crystal we stole, or what do you think about us capturing Zormunder? You know, take him as a prisoner. Is that chill with you?
Actually, you kind of get the sense. So, I'm going to give you this. You start thinking back to stories that your father told of your grandfathers and their exploits within the erudite conclave. Yeah,
wild
they
shit.
would be. They have no problem with stealing. Especially from rogue organizations that don't want to share information freely. The Erudite Conclave is basically a big group of magical Indiana Joneses, or if you like it better, like you ever seen the show The Librarians, it kind of get that vibe. They're all about recording all information. They want to understand the world at large and the universe beyond that. And so they are lore masters, they are adventurers, they are archaeologists, they are researchers and lore masters and diplomats, all kind of combined into one organization that is completely and totally neutral throughout the world. And so they do sometimes not so up and up things to get what they want. Like, for example, hiring random adventurers to go assassinate cults and things like that. So yes, if you showed them that you stole something that's interesting and useful to your research that you're currently doing, they have no problem with that, as long as you're not caught. They'll absolutely disavow you of any.
He'd be chill with us if we reveal the Zormunder plan.
If you were to tell them that you know where Zormunder is and you want to capture him before and get information out of you, they
and maybe
you get the sense that they're not a government. They're not a government organization or an organization that's under government oversight. While they do have to answer to governments because of their actions, like you kidnapping somebody and trying to get information from them, if it saves the world, chances are they're going to look the other way. Unless it's like outright in front of everybody and they have to say, no, that's not us. That's those idiots. You know?
Okay, so this guy's name is Trinidad, is that right?
Trinidad, correct.
I will say, all right, Trinidad, can you go stand outside for about 30 seconds and then come right back in?
Certainly. He kind of gives you all a significant look, but then closes the door.
All right, I look at everybody and I go, I get the sense Trinidad is kind of a chill guy, and I think if we let him in, on our schemes, he would be pretty cool about it.
You know, okay. If you, I trust your instinct.
It's just an intuition, but
Listen, I trust you, Malachi.
Yeah.
You honestly though, he did not have a good first impression. I thought he was a total square when we first met him. So like, if you think he's,
I just feel like there's something bubbling right beneath the surface, and if we take the time to get to know him, he's gonna prove himself to us.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness! I didn't want to leave here with this crystal again. Takes the crystal out of the bag. Just lays it on the table.
Oh God!
Listen, I don't want to give it away to them. I will say that if we can keep this,
why we're staying here,
because I might be able to put it to some use later. But I do want to know what they know about it, and if they can learn more about it, then
okay,
we'll try. All right, I wait for Trinidad to come back in.
Again with it.
Are you leaving it on the table?
Yes.
Okay. Trinidad, a few moments later, Brie knocks on the door, then opens it and steps inside, closing it behind him, or them, this time.
Mhm.
They look about to each of you, and their eyes immediately focus on the thing on the table. I
So,
see you have more to tell me.
yeah, I kind of lied earlier. I lied a little bit.
It was a very interesting day, and we learned a lot.
Yeah.
He kind of Trinidad gives you a look, and they say, "I'm used to researchers and field agents, especially new field agents, Pathfinders like yourself. They never trust their handlers at first, but believe me when I say I'm here to assist you. I'm on your side as far as the mission is concerned, so you can tell me anything."
Trinidad, I gave you the ocular pat down, and I decided that you're chill, so you're in.
I'm gonna steal that.
So yeah, I tell him about, obviously that we stole the crystal, and I will also tell him about that we were hunting Zormunder, like where we found Zormunder, that we tried to catch him. He came over here. We found out that he docked, and we would like to find him to hopefully catch him, and maybe the Conclave can help us a little bit with that, with the finding of him.
The revelation that Zormunder is here causes Trinidad's eyes to go wide. Really? Zormunder made it here this quickly?
Yeah, it was fast.
Yes.
Super fast.
That's several days ahead of when we were expecting the ship to arrive. That increases our timetable. Well, since you all seem intent on finding Zormunder, I can let you in on some information as well. We were intending to apprehend or attempt to apprehend Zormunder once he arrived in the city. We have some people who we were planning on sending as lookout in a few days. The arrival ahead already is concerning, but that's neither here nor there. If your group is intent on capturing him yourself, we would be very willing to accommodate that request. We would actually, we would be willing to have you take up the contract.
I stand up with a big old smile on my face because finally it's getting interesting. Trinidad, I think we're your guys and gals.
Thank you.
No, the gnome Zormunder and the technology he was testing is extremely concerning to us, which is why we sent you out to begin with. You said you found. Did you tell him that you found that the crystal on the ship as well?
Yeah. I love Trinidad now. We're gonna be besties. I trust him with my life.
You take it out of a cannon. Someone might notice. That's all.
No doubt they already have, but he reaches out and picks it up, and you see him move his fingers a little bit as he's casting a spell. There is lots of magic radiating off of this. This is definitely an Aether crystal. I've seen them before, but this is highly refined.
It's a special one.
This is not a raw state crystal. He sets it back down again. No, this has been cut in a very specific way. You can see the groove patterns along the sides of it. This was meant to be inserted into something.
A cannon, perhaps?
Well, that was my assumption, yes, of course. But we would have to send it down to the researchers to take a look at it. But just judging based on what you've told me, I suspect that this powers the device that you took it from, this cannon.
Would we have shown him all the maps that I had drawn?
You Tell me.
Yeah, that's a few.
I feel like if we trust him, we would I would have shown him.
There.
Well, like I said, previously you've said that you're holding stuff back. So now that Trinidad has given you has said he's on your side, or they're on your side, I should say. How are you telling them everything you saw during the tour? Everything from the military and the technology and the weaponry and the big mechanical contraptions you saw and all that?
Draven really wants to, but last time Draven opened their mouth, Malachi got mad. So he's really not wanting to be the one to be like, oh, they're made of people. We saw.
Oh, do we tell them that they're made of people? I feel like Malachi doesn't offer the information, but not because he's intentionally trying to hold it back, but just because I spilled all the other beans, you know, and I didn't remember that. so just neglect on my part. So if Draven wants to bring it up,
well, you guys tell me. Yeah, you guys tell me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think unfortunately Draven will blab that part because it's something that I think is really against him and his core. Like, as a follower of Jorun, it's disrespectful to the spirit, to the body, to take a life and drain it and pull it into that. Like, that is way taboo. So like, oh yeah, it's been eating at him, and he would just, it's a person, it's about
yeah.
So tell me what you're theorizing here. What is it you're theorizing they're doing?
It feels like they are taking from what we learned, and it sounds like they're taking a person's soul, their spirit, their energy, and sucking it out of them and condensing it and then forming it into the crystals.
So you believe that they're drawing souls out of bodies and condensing it into these aether crystals?
Yes.
Something like that. He was weirdly evasive when I asked like how they were getting it, and I got the sense that he was really holding something back there. So that combined with what we saw before, it's not it's not evidence, like proven evidence by any means, but it certainly makes you wonder.
It does. If they have this many weapons and they're using these crystals to power their technology, they must be getting it from some source. And if they're not mining it, if they haven't found a location to mine the crystals, creating them, well, it's terrifying to think whether or not that's true.
Trinidad, if we let you take this crystal, will we get it back in the end?
If that is, if you wish to have it back, you certainly could if you allow us to research and study it. We also pay hefty finder's fees for this sort of thing. So if you wish to sell it to us instead, we would be willing to pay a decent amount for it.
How about you take it and you do your research that you need to do on it, and we'll consider the selling in the end. But as of right now, we've got an interest in it.
Very well. We will catalog it and make sure that its ownership remains within you until such time as you wish to reclaim it or to sell it to us. From that point, you see Trinidad put his hand up to their head and cast another spell. About 5 minutes later, there's another knock on the door, which Trinidad answers and takes a small case from another Conclave researcher. They open the case on the table, place the crystal inside of it, closes it, hands it back to the researcher, who hands over a sheet of paper. Trinidad writes up a receipt for you and hands it over to you, stating that you are in the possession of this Aether crystal that they are currently conducting research on. It has the log number for it and all that stuff, so you can reclaim it from this location at any time you wish.
Can I roll to make an impression on Trinidad?
What kind of impression are you
so we can
making?
be friends. I want him to think that I am cool and agreeable.
That would be either a diplomacy or society check.
Alright, I'm gonna go for diplomacy. I just want to use the coin mainly, but I want Trinidad to trust me as much as I now trust him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use the coin no matter what this is. That's an 8. So
Definitely going to be using that coin.
and that's a net one.
Oh, God.
Trinidad's never gonna trust me.
Ouch. Ouch. Well, you're trying to impress Trinidad, and as
I just
far
feel
as
like
you're
I have so
concerned-
much trust
yeah.
that I assume that we're besties now.
Yeah. As far as you know, Trinidad trusts you just as much as you trust them.
And I will say, Trinidad, if you're very curious about this, I believe a good friend back in that we met where we were before, Morblind, very powerful and strong wizard, wonderful person, good writer, great fatherly figure. He was able to do some research on it as well, so he might have some information he could share.
Yes,
If you were to ask.
We are aware of that they are doing some research on the equipment that was left behind. From what I understand, Corin Hassan has taken most of that equipment to the barony of to Coltras City itself, where it's being investigated at that conclave branch. We do not have any details about that. As far as I understand, it is still in transit, but hopefully in a few days we will know more about it. In the meantime, you wish to attempt to apprehend Zormunder, which we wholeheartedly support. I am going to send out a few agents to observe the vessel for now, just in case Zormunder leaves, or if he has already left, he returns to the ship. So you will all be able to make your plans while that's going on. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, but if you wish to attempt to board the ship, we do have some resources that we could make available to you. Once you finish writing your report, we will be able to pay you for the job of investigating those locations as we discussed previously. So please make sure you finalize and finish your report and turn that in before you leave to attempt to apprehend Zormunder. But apart from that, if there's anything I can do for you or any questions I could answer, I am at your disposal.
I think we're good. I'm good.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Well, I will leave you to it. Once you finalize your plans, please let me know.
All right.
And Trinidad exits the room.
All right.
So what's the plan?
Finalized plans. We're gonna, me and Maiko and Aeden, if Aeden wishes, will go to the ship after we get a little bit of a report from Trinidad's guys. He said that he's sending people to look at it. Because then we'll know if it's occupied at least.
Yeah, I would prefer to make sure somebody's at least got eyes on Zormunder.
Yeah, or at least can say, hey, we're at the ship. It seems like there's nobody on board right now, or it seems like there's only a couple people.
Yeah.
You know, something like that, so we know what we're going into.
Yeah. Because, I mean, to be fair, we could always even sneak onto the ship before he returns.
Yeah.
Assuming, of course, he's going to return to the ship tonight. You know.
Yeah, I was just hoping that it would help
hide.
us to find him, you know, but
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
if we have the Conclave's help with trying to locate him. Once we
Oh, yeah,
locate him, then we can go and apprehend his ass. Secretly, quietly,
Mm-hmm.
where nobody knows.
Okay.
I can just like sneak up behind him as a fox and then shift into humanoid behind him and
And
grapple.
bonk him on the head,
Yeah,
and
or
then he
bonk
gets
him on the
knocked
head with a
out.
karate can, yeah.
Just like that. I'll choke him out.
Okay. So, Draven, you said you wanted to try to gather some information before you all head out there. I imagine Malachi, Maiko, and Aeden are going to be working on that report while you and Kikiro head out. Is that about right?
I think so.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay. So while the three of them are working on that report, since we got about 15 minutes left in today's game, tell me a little bit about what you're trying to do. It sounds like you're trying to reach out to your urchin friends again. Is that about right?
Oh God, where's my notes?
Yeah, that sounds about right, Malachi.
Yeah.
Like group project where somebody just doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Yeah.
definitely Malachi.
Oh no. Wait. Oh no, I just realized who we... No, you know what? I'm gonna trust Aeden with this. Aiden's gonna do just fine.
Yeah. I imagine Maiko's really the only one that actually does any of the work.
Yeah, Maiko's the only one who makes it legible. And Aiden just gets honey all over it.
The problem with Aeden, though, is if you read their notes, it's actually brilliant and very eloquent, but you just gotta get through
Aiden,
all
that's Dyto.
They're just also sticky.
Yes.
It's
all stuck together. Okay, so Draven, Kikiro, what are you trying to do?
when we go out and about, I think I'm gonna try to keep my eyes open for T-Got, see if I can see her.
Okay.
I'll
T-Got
be
is
trying to keep my eyes open to see if we get followed.
Gotcha. Okay. So Draven's looking for a specific contact, T-Got, the dwarf child that you rescued, and Kikiro is looking to see if anybody's following you as you exit the conclave. So Kikiro, you are making a perception check, looking out. Draven, you can also make a perception check, but you could also do a society check if you like.
Okay.
Okay. To make one check real quick. Okay. The two of you make your way back towards the marketplace, which was where you had first met T-Got, and begin looking for the child amongst the many beggars and street children that tend to hang about. It is about 8 o'clock in the evening, so there's not a lot of people out right now. You do see a few small children running about, and Draven, you begin following them, hoping that they might lead to where more of children are. Kikiro, as you've been observing, it takes you a little bit, but after about 5 minutes of walking away from the conclave, you do spot a duo walk out from an alleyway and begin walking in your direction. Now, at first, this doesn't strike you as odd, but you're just keeping an eye out. But then they make a turn after you make a turn. Then you make another turn and you get to the marketplace, and there you see them again, standing nonchalant next to a building that is not lit and doesn't seem to be have anybody inside. Almost like they're looking, but when you glance back, their eyes are definitely towards the two of you. And there's not a lot of people on the street. It definitely seems like you're being tailed.
We'll let Draven know as subtly as possible.
Okay, I think I have a plan.
Do we have a team signal for we're being followed yet, since it's happened several times?
I assume we would have come up with something. I don't know
Yeah,
what, but
Something, right?
I feel like we would have come up with some sort of signal.
this is not the first time this has happened.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Look at that sky.
Twice.
You non-verbally nudge Draven to let them know that somebody's following.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna go over to the like you said, there's a few children still kind of out, like begging for. I'm gonna go up to a group of them and go down, and I'm gonna actually. It's gonna be a lot, but I'm gonna drop a gold piece. And, because one, relatable content. Draven, they're kids, orphans. He's gonna. Hello, I'm sorry. Let me get into character. I'm so sorry to bother you guys while you're working, but I was hoping. Oh, sorry. I was looking for a good friend of mine, Tigat. She, I just wanted to just check in on her. But I'm having a really hard time doing so. As you can see, I have my own pair of shadows following me, and I'm looking for a different kind of shadow.
I think this is going to be a diplomacy check with advantage. Because you're dropping some hard gold on them.
Alright, let's see. Roll 2. Okay, 26.
26. The coin disappears as quickly as it's dropped. And one of the little kids, this is going to be a small halfling child, kind of motions down for you. They whisper in your ear, check the sewers by the flying crane. And kind of giggles and pretends that you just told him a joke. They clap at you and they go, do it again, do it again.
Once again, I'll summon the little mage hand thing, and we're just gonna like bump fists, just like really over the top, just like, you know, that childhood whimsy kind of a thing until see if those guys actually like leave us alone or if they're just gonna stand there and be creeps.
Okay. If you want to observe them, give me another perception check.
I'm too busy focusing on
Kikiro,
what they said.
You can as well.
Gotcha. It will be higher.
Definitely higher. Draven is more focused on the kids who are now kind of scampering off down the alleyway to disappear. But you've been clocking those two. The two of them, after pretending to shop someplace once you stopped, they crossed the street to the other side and have stepped into a different alleyway, but you do see one of the heads. It's more of a silhouette, a shadow, because it is kind of late at night. But they are definitely still there and observing you quite, well, not openly, but not nearly as stealthily as they hope they are.
Yeah. Oh, and what was the name of the things? She said check the sewers by... Sorry.
The flying crane.
Flying crane, thank you so much. There you
Really
go.
like bird-based bars, I think.
Ah, perfect.
It's true. The random bar generator does like birds for some reason.
I mean, good
The
name.
other one was the blue heron.
Uh-huh.
Just birds be drinking all
Just
the time.
birds, yeah.
Everybody knows.
This city is just all about the birds at the bars. It's canon now. That's a theme in Gnomengard. Anyway, so the children run off down the alleyway and disappear. You're left standing there at the entrance to it, and Kikiro is seeing the two people watching you and tailing you, still observing. What are you gonna do?
I'm a fan of a more direct approach, but how are you feeling, Kikiro?
Direct works for me,
Wonderful.
friend.
Oh no.
I think this time Draven's gonna turn and just like keep walking nonchalant, probably a little bit closer to where that alleyway is, and then once it's pretty obvious that they're there, I think he's gonna stop and he's gonna wave at them, be like, "Hello, friend. Are you guys lost? We've seen you kind of meandering about, and if you're lost, we could probably help you find what you're looking for."
The moment you turn and start saying something, the two turn and walk down the alleyway away from you.
No, I promise, we're friends. You don't have to run. Oh no, they're gone.
That's so weird.
Rude.
That's why I like the direct approach. Most people are too uncomfortable to have conversation.
It works.
If it works, it works.
It does. Now, what say you escort me to this bar? I have not gone to a good tavern in a while.
Neither have I.
We were just at one.
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't.
not a good place.
Malachi was crying. Like it was not good.
Okay, the two of you are gonna turn and head away. Are you just continuing to walk nonchalant down the street, or are you doing anything else?
I think if we have a moment where they're not watching us, it might behoove us to slip into the alleys as well and try to more covertly head that direction so they don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't say that in the Draven voice, but I'm saying that in the Draven voice.
So you're trying to get away. So are you, if you're just like full on running, trying to get as far away as possible, that's going to be athletics checks. If you're trying to be stealthy and hide and sneak away from them, it's going to be stealth checks. But you both got to do the same roll.
Do you want to get on my back and let me carry you while we go fast?
I'm not a terrible runner either, friend.
Wonderful. Then we're off.
Athletics checks.
Let's give them a demonstration of how fast we can run.
Honestly, for how I've been rolling, it's not bad. 14, 15, pretty average, but...
Not so much when you have a plus 11, though.
Yeah.
I know, we don't talk about it. It hurts. I'm actually crying inside, but it's fine.
Trying to stay positive, you know.
Okay, the two of you set off at a run, heading down the street as fast as you can. There aren't a lot of people on the street. Like I said, it is about 8 o'clock at night, but there are a few people, and you are definitely observed, and some people give you kind of weird looks as you run down the street as fast as you can. After about 5 or so minutes, you make a couple turns and stop. Give me perception checks.
Damn. I'm glad to see a plus 11 actually coming through, damn it.
Finally, a good roll.
Great.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Kikiro. You all go running, then you make your turns, then you pause, and you get to the side, and you're just kind of walking nonchalantly and trying to blend into what little crowd is left. And you make it another about 3 or 4 blocks but Kikiro, you are eagle-eyed. You may be a raven, but you're eagle-eyed because you do spot those two, or at least another two silhouettes following you. It's the same guys.
Hmm.
Of course it is.
They are still following you. I literally rolled
Very
one
nice.
under you, by the way. I rolled a 27 to your 28. Anyway,
Well,
I think that's actually a great place to end things for this evening. We've got Malachi, Maiko, and Aeden back at the Conclave finishing up, well, let's be honest, Maiko's finishing up the report, while Kikiro and Draven are trying to find this a flying crane bar, while also being pursued and followed by somebody. Not quite sure who yet. And that's where we're going to end things for this evening. So, well done, everybody. Go ahead and give yourselves 150 more experience points.
yay.
I'll put it on
Ooh.
Aeden.
We're so close to level 4.
Close.
Yep. Almost there. Well done, everybody. You have gotten a lot more information. You've flustered a gnome lieutenant. You've
Yes.
you've sown some chaos here in the city, and we're gonna find out what happens here in about 2 weeks. I can't wait to see what y'all do. Thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Ashley N., how close are they to level 4? They're not far. 134 experience. Pretty damn close. Like I said, thanks to everyone who watched. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks to find out what our heroes do here in this enemy city. Should be fun. Now, as always, we like to go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Malachi, you're the one who did the recap, so why don't you go first?
Hello, my name is Briana McKnight, and I'm playing Malachi. Sykes, you can find me here every other Monday playing Malachi. You can also find me on Instagram at Pink Chic Geek Art. That's about it. Plug Severance. Everybody's watching it already, but it's really good, so watch it.
Haven't
If
seen
you're
it
not
yet.
watching it, watch it. It's good.
Kikiro, you're up next.
Right on. I'm Delioth, playing Kikiro here every other Monday. You can also find me at Delioth Infinite on Twitter or Blue Sky. I don't do it much, but I am technically there. I don't have anything to plug right now, I think.
That's okay. Draven, you're next.
Yeah, I'm John. I play Draven. Always love it. It's my favorite. You can find me here every other Monday and Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, I am in the Magi Knights campaign where I play Salem. We got a lot of stuff broiling over there, so please check it out. You can find me at johnpoart.bluesky.social. And I do have something to plug. Happy Trans Day of Visibility, guys.
Hey, happy Trans Day visibility.
Look at me, I'm visible.
Look at me.
We
So
see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Every other day, you go invisible, and it sucks having you on camera, when it's just empty.
Yeah, it's really disconcerting just seeing just the headphones
just the
floating there.
So
weird.
disconcerting. But joking aside, we do see you, trans folks. We love you. Be safe, please. Maiko, you're next.
Hey, I'm Maiko, or Brandie. I play Maiko every other Monday here. And then the opposite Wednesdays, I play Veed on Curse of Strahd. Otherwise, I'm on all the socials as at River Dragon 82. That's River with a Y. I'm I didn't think about anything to plug, so I don't know. Maybe I'll plug snuggling kitties because
Yes.
they're soft and it's nice.
I just come up with it on the fly, so yeah, that works.
Love it. Well, as always, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me every Monday and Wednesday right here running crazy games for crazy people and having a blast do it. It's always so much fun. You can find me on the socials as @ScruffyWanderer. If it's a social, I'm on it, and that's my name. So go find me there. You can also find me on running all of the socials for this network. And so, on behalf of everyone here in the Æther-Tech Wars and everyone in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, seriously, with the way this world is going, fight the machine. And good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.